Hi there, welcome to the Call to Cinema. If you look behind me, you'll notice that there is a bunch of sets there, and they're Power Indicator sets, a company that I absolutely adore. Kind of fell in love with them early on from their very first set. And here's the thing, with Indicator, I bought a lot more of their sets than I have of their single releases. So for the very first time, and probably the only time here in the Call to Cinema during this Just 10 series, we're doing the Just 10 Indicator, 9 sets and 1 single. So I always come on here and I talk about this is the hardest video that I've made with Scream Factor, Vinegar Syndrome. But this truly is the hardest one to make. I found it a lot harder when I'm choosing between box sets, and I even made it harder myself by saying, okay, you can only choose one of the Hammer sets, not 2 or 3 of them. You can only choose one of the William Castle sets. There's only certain titles that you can pick, and you have no idea how hard it is when it's choosing the sets. So I thought for a change, we'll show the 1 single and then go into the 9 sets. Because the single one that I chose is Torture Garden. It's a great release. It has 2 versions of the film on here. We have the 93-minute version, theatrical version of the film. We have a 100-minute TV cut of the film as well. It's one of those times when the TV cut is longer than the theatrical cut. Also get a 77-minute interview with Freddie Francis. It's really, really good. And there's a bunch of other features on here, including a 25-minute featurette with Mr. Kim Newman himself talking about Torture Garden. And aside from listening to myself talk, I think Kim Newman may be one of those fascinating people to hear talk about films and be super excited about them. Let's start off with the William Castle one that I chose. And I think this isn't going to be a controversial choice. In fact, I think it's probably going to be the one that almost everybody would choose. By the way, if you haven't done any of these videos and you're a content creator, I would be really, really interested in seeing how you do the Indicator video. It is so much harder, especially if you've got a lot of the box sets and you want to do the 9 box set 1 single challenge. It's open up. I hope that I hear in the comment section down below, because I'm so fascinated in hearing what you guys are going to say. So here is William Castle Volume 1. It has The Tingler, 13 Ghosts, Homicidal, and Mr. Sardonicus. Now, it's some of the really seminal films that Castle put out, and it includes the feature-length documentary on William Castle as well. So, yeah, how can you not grab this one right here? I'm trying to remember where the... which one has the documentary on it. I think it's on 13 Ghost. Let's see. Spine Tingler, the William Castle story. Not quite sure which one's on, but it's on here, and it's a really, really good documentary. I could not choose it. The Hammer ones I went back and forth on. There's 6 volumes of Hammer, not including the Creatures the World Forgot or the Robin Hood ones that are out there. So eventually I found myself coming back to the very first volume, one of the ones that I watched the most. And it has Maniac, The Gorgon, Curse the Mummy's Tomb, and Fanatic. And it is, we get a surprise appearance by Miss Pixie, who is obviously a fanatical Hammer fan. Aren't you, my girl? And it has a couple of my favorites. Maniac and Fanatic are really favorites of mine. I've watched these a lot. I think Maniac is highly underrated as a Hammer thriller. The Gorgon is a really cool, like, one-off Hammer monster film. And Curse the Mummy's Tomb is a lot of fun. It's probably the lesser of all the films on here, but I do like Hammer's mummy films. And this is going to be a bit of a controversial take, maybe a bit more than I like the Hammer, the mummy films that were put out by Universal. Next up is the Norman J. Warren set, the Bloody Terror set. It is so good. This one is sadly out of print, and some of the titles, at least one of them, Pixie's really excited with these right here, is out of print itself too. And that is, I think, is it Terror or Prey, the one out of print? But my little girl, I gotta move you. I think I'll be back in a second. The Norman J. Warren set is just so damn good, and I absolutely adore every second of this one here. There's so many great features on here, and I love all the movies. Who knows, one of these days maybe I'll review and rank it if you want me to. Next up is one that for some might be a bit of a controversial choice, but for me and my better half, we ordered this, pre-ordered this the second that was announced. It's one that we both really adored, and it's the Fu Manchu cycle. From 1965 to 1969. It has the really good Fu Manchu films and the Jess Franco ones, which I'm a massive Franco fan, but his Fu Manchu films are probably some of his lesser films. That being said, this was a really, really cool one. It came with not one, but two posters if you bought it from the website, and I got them all put in here. I do love this. The booklet is really good, and it's films in and of their time, but they're really interesting films, of course, taking on the Saxon Mirror character of Fu Manchu and going into the books and making them cinematic adaptations. I really enjoyed these. Next up is the one that started it all, the one that got us buying Indicator in the first place. It's the Sinbad trilogy. As always, when it comes to this, I challenged myself to only choose one, and that meant I could either choose the Sinbad trilogy or one of the two Harryhausen sets. But this being the one that started it all, and this being one of the ones that me and my better half sat down and watched over a weekend, the whole film, all the features and everything, it was such a great experience, and I can't wait till we can actually do it again. The Sinbad trilogy for us is like the Star Wars trilogy is for some people, where go back and watch them over and over again and just get something new out of them every time. We love the films. Next up is a rare Western set that you're going to see on here. It's The Five Tall Tales with Bud Boddicker and Randolph Scott. Director and star worked really well together, and Boddicker brought out a aspect to Scott that you saw surface level on a lot of his films, but you really got to see deeper with these films right here. The Tall T, Decision at Sundown, Buchanan Rides Alone, Ride Lonesome, and Comanche Station are incredible Westerns and just incredible films overall. The package here that's put together is amazing with some wonderful features on here, including a Guardian interview with Elmore Leonard, which is absolutely fascinating to watch. These Guardian interviews are just so good, and I can sit back and just listen to them anytime. It's almost like like a podcast thing for me, and I learned so much. Criterion is called a film school in a box. Indicator is a film school in a box. Next up is the fantastic Mae West. This set is incredible. It's Mae West in Hollywood from 1932 to 1943, and her body of work during this period of time, amazing. Initially, I was only going to put one of the female box sets on here, but you'll see in a second why I couldn't do that. Just look at these titles. We've got Night After Night, She Done Him Wrong, which is incredible. I'm No Angel, Bella of the 90s, Going to Town, Klondike Annie, Go West Young Man, Every Day's a Holiday, My Little Chickadee, classic. The Heat's On, just such great films in this one here. Some wonderful featurettes. And if you've never seen this, I mean, it's really, really a great set. I'm not sure if the set's still available, but I think they're available in single editions if you want to dive into one or two of them. But you ought to yourself to have some Mae West in your collection. And right alongside Mae West, you know you got to have some Marlene Dietrich, especially when she's being directed by Joseph von Sternberg. If you watched my Criterion collection video, my Just 10 Criterion, or was it an alternate? I think it might have been in the alternates. I actually had a von Sternberg set in one of those, and I think it was in the alternate 5. But this one here It's making the 10. It's the Marlene Dietrich, Joseph von Sternberg at Paramount 1930 to 1935. We got Morocco, obviously, that's going to be in there. Dishonored, Shanghai Express, Blonde Venus, The Scarlet Empress, and The Devil is a Woman. Incredible films with Dietrich, who is just this amazing force of nature as an actress. She is so ahead of her time. There's great commentaries on her too with Sam Deegan and Kat Ellinger. There's a wonderful feature-length documentary on Sternberg on here. There is a documentary on here on the final years of Marlene Dietrich. It's just so well done and so well put together, and it just shows you why they are really the king of the box sets and why I'm doing the video in the style and the way that I'm doing it right now. And last but definitely not least was actually gifted to me by a friend of the channel here, George, who pops in every once in a while, especially for the live stuff. I wanted this so bad, and at the time I couldn't grab it. But Georgia picked it up, and it wasn't really his thing. I do eventually want to get the book that goes along with this. See, this is the Lost and Saved films of the Orman family, presented by Nicholas Winding Refn. This is the type of cinema that I'm so excited when I see that it's been saved. See, I watched a lot of the Cinema Snob stuff where he talked about their trilogy of religious films. And see, these were exploitation filmmakers who were in an accent, I think. And after the accent, they decided to teamed up with the least interesting person, preacher, and made these really like religious films with an exploitation slant to them. They're absolutely fascinating to watch. I find a lot of their films absolutely fascinating to watch, and there's so many of them on here, because you're getting their stuff that they did before they went over and did the religious films and their exploitation films, and then you're getting the films that they did afterwards, the Estes Perkel collection of films. And man, are they weird films. But I love them. I mean, we got things like, and I got to find it on here because it just blows my mind that these things got this type of definitive box set. And there's a book out there as well. There's a book out there for this. But the titles that are on here, we got Untamed Mistress, Please Don't Touch Me, White Lightning Road, 40 Acre Feud, The Girl from Tobacco Row, the exotic ones, all their exploitation stuff. And then it gets into the Estes Perkel years. If Footmen Tire You, What Will Horses Do? What a wonderful title, right? The Burning Hell, The Grim Reaper, The Believer's Heaven, 39 Stripes, It's About the Second Coming, and The Sacred Symbol. Yeah, there's a lot to watch on here and a lot to digest and delve into. I actually have an early number on this one here, which I'm actually really excited about. It's 392 of 6,000. I think that this set is still available. If it is, and you're like me and you like these curios and different, uniquely strange, weird films, you owe it to yourself to get this one. It's a really, really interesting set, and I would be interested in hearing in the comment section down below if you have this set, what your experience was with the set, because for me it was an absolutely fascinating, wonderful time, and what your favorite is. I'm not quite sure, but I know If Footmen Tire You, What Will Horses Do is something I've watched more than once, I can honestly say. And eventually I would love to review this entire set on the channel if it's something that you guys are interested in. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this uniquely different Just 10. I'm so excited to see if anybody actually has a video response to this and to see your comments with your list in the comment section down below. Especially if you like some weird stuff like me and you got to get your Estes Perkel on. My name is Aaron. This is the Cult of Cinema, and I'll see you here next time where we're going to be having a lot more fun. There's more Just 10s coming up, but there's a lot more other things coming up as well, and I've got an alternate 5 to make.
Oh God. Oh, subscription sloth here. Just want to remind you that I know in the summertime especially it can be super warm and lazy. But if you're liking this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to go that step further and join the Patreon, there's a link for that down below. You can super sticker, super chat, or donate. But above all, just lie back and enjoy the video because that's what I'm going to do.